My mom always told me. But championships do matter.
Yep.
And it does a lot to cure a lot of ills, just like A.J. Hinch going back to Houston.
Oh, boy.
A.J. Hinch, of course, the one of the, well, I guess he wasn't the orchestrator. They finally pinned that all on Carlos Beltran, right? That he was the orchestrator of the trash can thing.
It seemed like it was a combination of Alex Cora and Carlos Beltran.
No, Alex Cora's clean. He didn't do anything.
Oh, he's clean. Alex Cora is as clean as the toilet paper I used this morning.
Oh.
In this whole thing.
Oh.
He stinks. Yeah. Listen, the sounds of banging trash cans were raining from the sky in Houston as they welcome back their hero, A.J. Hinch. Give me a break. Like, I get it. You won a championship there. He was the coach.
Yep.
Great job. You cheated. You cheated. You still got to win the games. I was talking about this earlier. If my team cheated and won a championship, I'd say booyah to everybody else. Because I'd be still walking around with that championship about it, going like, what's up, champion?
Championship.
Yeah, exactly. So, are we really worried about that?
I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. While I'm not personally invested in all of this, it was, even though the Red Sox did lose to the Houston Astros in that playoffs.
Yeah, they did. Yankees,
you know what?
Oakland Athletics. I think they all have a little bit.
It is what it is. It happened. They found out a way to game the system. They got away with it for a year, or a couple of years. Although they say it didn't stretch on beyond the World Series season.
It was just that.
Just that, because this is a team that won the World Series, then made it to the championship series the next year, and then went to the World Series again and lost to the Nationals. They had a pretty good run. Yeah. And it was fun to watch, and you know what? I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't care that they were stealing signs. If you don't want your signs stolen, then figure out some kind of IFB system so you can tell each other what you're doing.
Figure it out.
Rather than doing this. Yeah. I mean, it's 2021, and we're still doing this. Right. To tell you what to do on the base paths. Right. Well, I feel like we've got some ways of communication that we could make that easier.
I do. And I feel like, baseball's just so entrenched in that old way of thinking that they were like, there's no way people are going to figure out technology to steal these signs. No way they will. The integrity of the game is stronger than what we could do with technology.
And hell, they can't even figure out how replay works.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Obviously, they never thought somebody would use video to take images of other team signs and crack the code and figure out what's going on. Yeah. But here's the thing. While all of that's to be said, and I throw this out, I throw the baby out with the bathwater and all of this, just I don't give a shit. Let them have their championship, move on. Baseball should have suspended some of the players.
100%.
That's clear. 100%. We all know that that's a travesty. That's bullshit that the owner, or not the owner, the general manager got fired. The manager got fired. The manager of the other team got fired. The Red Sox got fired because he was an assistant that year. Beltran's just on the blacklist. Apparently nobody wants anything to do with him anymore.
He can't get a job anywhere now. I mean, he was hired and fired within like a week or a day. I think it was a day, a weekday or something like that. I don't know.
Which, shocker of shockers. Who's surprised that Carlos Beltran wasn't getting along with people?
Right, but he can't get a job anymore. Everybody else can get a job, but Carlos Beltran, sorry, buddy. Yeah. Sorry about your luck. You just ain't getting a job ever.
Yeah, we'll forgive and forget if he'll get another chance at some point. But A.J. Hinch, obviously, he's too good of a manager to let sit in, so the Detroit Tigers hired him. Yep. The Red Sox got Alex Cora back, which, thank you very much. Yeah. I will take it. But the fans haven't had their chance yet. Yeah. We as fans have not had our chance yet to get our retribution against the Houston Astros. Yeah. On opening day, I heard somebody on Fox News Radio, or not Fox News Radio, Fox Sports Radio, talking about how stupid the fans were for, screaming and booing at the Houston Astros for the sign stealing scandal that happened 2 years ago. Well, I get it. but we haven't had our chance yet.
Right.
We haven't had full stadiums in a long time.
Yeah.
We haven't had the chance.
Yeah.
I remember I was so locked in too before the shutdown.
Yeah.
I was watching spring training games.
Yeah.
Just to see how the spring training opposing fans were going to treat the Houston Astros, and they did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And then everything got derailed, and we didn't get to see it. So this is the punishment tour, a year delayed. Let them have it, because honestly, is another thing. Stop fighting it.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You got to let the fans get their licks in, and it's going to happen throughout the entire season.
Right.
And I, for one, am here for it. Because you absolutely have to take that.
I'm all in.
I get that there are only 5 guys left on the team from that championship year.
I don't care.
I don't care either. Like, you will forever be stained by that. At least give us a little more time to boo. Now, obviously, there was no boos yesterday, because they were in the cheater ballpark.
Of course.
The cheaters were like, hey, our cheater manager's coming back.
We love you, AJ Hinch. You're the greatest of all time. Listen, I'm all here for it. I love seeing trash cans getting thrown on the damn field. I know it disrupts. Oh, my God, they disrupt the baseball game with a trash can. Who cares? Baseball needs some of this stuff in there to get a little bit more exciting. Listen, what does Jeremy say? The Colin Cowherd thing all the time? Fan is short for fanatic.
Yep.
When you do not allow fanatics to absolutely unload on a team like Houston, you delayed that for a year because of unforeseen things that were going to happen. Get over it. It's going to happen all year long, probably into next year. You know, in a couple years, if they're still doing it, I might then say, all right, let's get over this.
Right.
But right now, I'm all in for it. Bang them trash cans, throw them on the field. I don't care what happens. Oscar or Grouch can come out of the trash can and say hello to everybody, and I just don't give a crap.
Now, if there were still pitchers throwing at Astros like they were in spring training last year, sure. You could have an issue with that. It's been a while. You've already had a season. You guys got to deal with that. But the fans haven't got their chance yet.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
But last night, A.J. Hinch makes his return to Houston. They embraced him. They gave him the curtain call. They played videos of how great he was. Well, I mean, because it wasn't just about the sign stealing scandal. I mean, he was a figurehead in that community after Hurricane Harvey.
And that's what some people tend to forget about that whole run, is kind of thrown down because of the scandal, but we tend to forget it was almost very similar to what the Saints did after Hurricane Katrina and they winning the Super Bowl. Houston did the same thing, and if you don't have this scandal, you're probably looking on that in a much different light.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I mean, because before the sign stealing scandal, I mean, we were talking about, is this one of the greatest teams we've ever seen?
Right.
Because they had 109, 110 wins that 1 year or something like that?
They had a lot of wins. And it was all built, too, because they were they just tanked for so many years. And then someone would get good and they would trade off. And they finally worked their way to where all these draft picks and these prospects that they were getting all came up at the same exact time. And it was this perfect storm of awesomeness. Mm-hmm. And then they get Verlander, and that kind of helps out too.
Right.
So, getting one of the greatest pitchers of the last, 20 years will help out winning in championships for sure.
But I mean, it just goes to show you, how much a championship can change things.
Yeah.
Because had they not won a championship, think about how different that reception would have been. That reception would have been completely different because that was the scandal that blew up the entire franchise.
People you cheated and you still couldn't win. You suck!
Exactly.
You suck! Go home!
Without the championship, that would have been a much different reception. So just think about it.
Yes.
It's wild how championships can change things.
It does. It does absolutely 100% change just about everything.
I mean, think about the Masters. We just had the Masters on Sunday. Think about how different the conversation would be about Hideki Matsuyama, or would have been yesterday, had he choked. Had he finished the choke job, because the choke job was coming.
Yeah. It was.
He had a 6-stroke lead with 7 or 8 holes left.
He hits it in the water, and you're all like, this is going to happen right now.
Had he had 2 more holes to go, it probably would have finished the choke job, and somebody would have backed into the title, into the green jacket. But think about how the tenor would have changed on that story.
He's going home to a ticker tape parade in Japan as opposed to having some armed security guards around him as he's getting off.
As opposed to everyone looking on at him going, you had a 6-stroke lead.
Yeah.
How the hell did you do that?
Yeah, and we would have never heard from Hideki Matsuyama ever again.
Right.
He'd be gone.
Championships do matter. Unfortunately, the Carolina Panthers